Hello everyone and welcome back to CRES Investors channel here on YouTube. Thank you guys once again for being loyal as always on my channel. Something I wanted to correct myself before anyone else starts to go out on my video and post comments. I was pronouncing the realtor word incorrectly. That's something I should have caught on quickly because it's something that actually our instructor from CRES had asked individually everyone to pronounce the word, and at that time I didn't have it incorrect. She did tell me that that a lot of people say realtor and there's no I in realtor. So with that said, I'm going to have to change the habit of saying realtor, and it's really realtor. I'm correcting myself before anyone else wants to kind of bash me on that. So hopefully not. This is a no judgment channel and we're all learning here, and especially I'm okay with making a fool out of myself on YouTube. So with that said, this is now the second video that I'm going to be posting on the Realtor Journey playlist that I have on my channel here. And with that said, I, like I mentioned on the first one, I decided to take this journey, and I'm creating playlists on everything that I'm touching on or I have had experience in. And the reason why I'm doing this is also because of the fact that I've had, some experience in real estate. So I own rental portfolios or portfolio, and I have been looking into now selling some of those, and not because I don't want to pay someone the realtor fee, but I also have a few friends or peers that are looking to buy, and I'm always deferring them to other people, referring them to other people. Not that I have anything against those people that I refer them to, just that I am, I've told myself, like, well, why can't I do it? Why can't I actually get into this industry as I pretty much am or have been for the last 12 years or so, since 2009 technically, and represent myself or brokerage and get a commission, not as a part-time thing. I've heard that technically we shouldn't be saying we're part-timers, we should say we have a dual career. So with that said, I am pursuing this as a second career, and not saying that I will leave my project management career profession that I have going on, but it is something that I do as a hustle, as a second gig, as a pastime, I guess you can say. I enjoy learning and reading. I'm out there on the cook counter, records of deeds, and I go and look at people's addresses because everything is public records, and so you can't lie to me that if you bought a house and technically you bought it under your mom's name and your name. Not that I'm gonna put that in your face or anything like that, but I'm just saying that just so everyone knows, there's no reason to lie about it. And just so everybody can know that this is actually something that is out in the public records. Anyone can look it up with your address. So I wanted to come back out here on this second week that I have been working on studying or taking these courses for the Realtor exam with CRES, Chicago Real Estate School, that is. And technically the first video in this playlist I recorded it on April 27th. And it took me some time to edit it and so forth because I was obviously taking these courses from 6 to 9:30 in the evening every day, Monday through Friday. And now we're entering the second week. We're now Tuesday, May 4th. So I'm wearing a Star Wars shirt because I am a nerd like that. And I like Star Wars. Anyways, so with that said, the follow-up so far on this course has been really overwhelming in a sense, not in a negative way, in a positive way, because of the fact that it is, it's really fast-paced. We have obviously, well, at least I have my full-time job, and having to read, sometimes 30, 40, maybe 60 pages. There's sometimes 2 to 3 chapters that we have to read. And I just don't find the time. I have to leave my house around like 4:45 because it takes me an hour to get to the south side with traffic especially. And I, listen to the audiobooks that are on this portal or website of theirs. Once you log in and pay for your courses, which they have options of paying in full the $600, They also have options of paying $200 up front, and then the next 4 weeks or next 2 weeks another $200, the following 2 weeks $200, and then you're done paying for your courses, which is great because it gives you all the opportunity to get in these courses and start taking the class or the required hours that you need to take for education before you go and take this exam. That's one of the requirements. With that said, once we're done with the chapters, we go out to their site and take the chapter quizzes. I don't want to say they're easy, but I am getting like a 66%. And what I'm doing at that point is retaking it and then passing it like with the 80 or 80. It has to be 80 and above, 80% and above. So I'm passing it with about maybe a 90%, I think, the second time, obviously because I see the answers. So I then write down why I got them wrong. They also have pre-recorded webinars from, I don't know, maybe a month ago with an instructor named Sam. And he's been providing all those chapter webinars, so you don't have to necessarily feel like if you missed a class, you can't take or retake the class. Actually, you could retake the class. They'll offer it again. You just have to contact the, instructor and ask, hey, when is this class being retaken? Or when can I take this class again for a specific chapter, that is. And they also have upcoming webinars where you can register for them. So I think I registered for a couple of them next week and the following week. They're mostly providing the chapters 10 and going forward, because technically we are right now in chapter 11, and today we'll be reviewing chapter 11, 12, and 13, tomorrow 14 and 15, and then I think there's 17 on Thursday, and then Friday is the math portion where they'll want us to practice all the math that's in this. Now, I'm not trying to overwhelm myself with thinking how much math do I need to prepare on, but so far a couple of chapters, like I'm not even going to say the chapters because it may be different if you take a different training course with a different institution, but just know that there is a little bit of some calculation you need to do, and especially when it comes to your commission, which is where she wants us to kind of get out of the reading part or the vocabulary part and then get into the math part, which is Friday, the last day. So I've already registered myself for the second week of May, I believe it is, or the third week of May, to take some of those math courses because I'm pretty sure I'm going to need some follow-up questions, and technically Friday is my last day of the class. So those webinars, they have them from 9 to like 12:30 and then 6 to 9:30, so you can go on them and like I said, subscribe or register, and then you can take those courses during those specific times if it meets your schedule. The other thing was I wanted to let everyone know that I did sign up, like I mentioned before, that I was going to hit up a couple of different training sites. Prep Agent is one that I just decided to take on today as I'm wrapping up this course on Friday. I want some extra help. Now, it is something that they did not tell me that I should be taking. This comes from a peer of mine that took the course and did well with this training, additional training that is. So it's Prep Agent, and I saw the guy named Joe on YouTube, and he was very informative with the vocabularies, and I liked his pre-recorded webinars. So, I don't want to say you don't have to take or pay for the subscription of Prep Agent. I'm now going to see what is being offered differently from YouTube versus what he has specifically on his site. So with that said, one big call out was, and I asked this to my friend who signed up for Prep Agent, was that obviously I was seeing on YouTube that it wasn't being specific to Illinois. And I wanted to have the course specific to Illinois because obviously I'm taking the Illinois real estate license exam. So I wanted to make sure that I was taking the proper one and the vocabularies or things that are on the test are specifically to my state. So that's why I went out and made sure that I selected Illinois. With that said, I'm pretty excited because I'm preparing myself, as obviously I'm going to give myself some time after my class ends on Friday to then take the quizzes, the chapter quizzes that is. And once I pass my chapter quizzes, they aren't that hard because after you do the first attempt, the answers show up. So not that I want to encourage anyone to do any type of cheating, because you're only cheating yourself if you're just going out there and pressing any, radio button and then getting the answer. Technically, you should try to put some thought into it and answer the question so you can see how much you may need to go back and reference the chapter for those questions or those answers that you didn't get right. So with that said, once I pass those quizzes, then I'm able to go and schedule the appointment for my exam. Now, I heard from my peer who just took this a couple months ago that after his class was done, he scheduled it 2 weeks later. I don't know if I'm going to have some time to do that. I have some things that I have already planned for middle of May, close to end of May. So I may schedule it for the first Friday of June. Can't remember what day that is. June 4th, actually. So a month from today, technically. And I'm giving myself a little bit more time. Obviously, I'm a full-time employee. I do have my full-time, like I mentioned. And I don't want to pressure myself every evening to read. And besides, it gives me a little bit more time to look out there, look on YouTube, look out at other training sites like Exam Smart is another one I heard, but I did hear that wasn't the best. But I don't mind signing up to see if I can get a little bit more exposure and practice into what I want to prepare myself, or how I want to prepare myself. So with that said, just wanted to give you guys an update of where I'm at and how it's going so far in the second week, or the start of the second week, or 2 days technically into the second week of this training at CRES. And like I mentioned, this is just something quickly that I want to put together to show you guys. I have been reading this every night. It's a 450-page book. As you can tell, I have highlighted a lot of things, and I'm also writing a bunch of notes in different colors because that's just me. I'll hopefully try to record another update next week just to let you guys know how it's gone, at least with wrapping up the CRES training course, and then as I'm preparing or I'll be preparing next week the rest of my studying. So that's all I have. Thanks everyone for joining, and hope you guys stay safe and stay tuned for the next one. Thanks.